Good morning. It's actually Friday. It's the 15th of April, and it's what we refer to as Good Friday. So I'm going to give you a number of readings for yourself, which is John 13:36 to 38, chapter 19, verses 38 to 42, and I'm going to be reading from John 19:30. When Jesus had received the sour wine, he said, "It is finished." And he bowed his head and gave up his spirit. Now, I could do I could do a half an hour, I could do an hour just on the events of the crucifixion. And there are a few points I want to make here. First, the way of salvation is completed on the cross. It's validated in the empty tomb, but it's completed on the cross. There's nothing else that needed to be done. Christ paid for all our sins, not just original sin, and we got to work off the rest. No, all of our sins. And he paid it for everyone. But that payment's only efficacious to those who accept it. Secondly, there are those who try to present him as a martyr that was killed by others. No, he gave up his life. This verse, John makes it quite clear here. We're all responsible, the Jewish leaders, Rome, the Jews, us, because he died for all of us. So we don't throw the blame for the crucifixion on any one group, but on all of humanity for whom he gave up his life. Third, I never did see The Passion of Christ and wasn't interested in seeing it. I'm not saying it wasn't a good movie. I'm not saying it didn't bless people. But we give, and it's because we're humans and it's all we can wrap our brain around, so much emphasis on the physical suffering of the cross that we don't really understand that that wasn't the real suffering. The suffering was Christ carrying the sins of all, that he was suffering the wrath of God the Father and paying for those sins that somehow, in a way, we will never comprehend, since we can't comprehend the triunity in the first place. For a moment in time, the triunity was split as Christ carried our sins, and God the Father, in some way that we can't understand, turned his back, which is why Christ cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" He is God. We can't understand it. But that's the true suffering of the cross. The physical was very secondary in comparison to that. And so meditate on just how much he was willing to do for us today as we look at the cross, as we anticipate on Sunday the empty tomb. And meanwhile, I'll see you again tomorrow. Lord bless.